so we chose this cardboard because it's double corrugated. So as you can see, there's two different layers of corrugated in the inside. Normal cardboard just has one layer. So we don't add much weight with this, but we gain a lot of strength, which is sort of the reason why we use this instead of just normal cardboard. Also what we did is we drilled these holes, but they had to be very precision drilled, because if one is off just a little bit from the other on the other side, then the axle is going to be crooked, which means that the car is just going to naturally go swerve to the right or the left. So we had to be pretty careful with that. And we have these supports on the top and bottom. We're also going to add one to the top and bottom on this side. So this will be the front and this will be the back. And those are just going to add support so that the torque from towing doesn't, switch or like flip the car over or anything like that, or doesn't bend the cardboard. So those are basically just structural supports. We're also going to put in a top and bottom piece in this sort of area to hold the Coke can up for when we're towing and whatnot. So that's basically our design right now.
Alright, so this is the middle axle. It'll go in here like this. And the rubber bands will be attached from this middle axle to the front axle here. And the front axle will help release the tension in the rubber bands to help get the car going. And this is a back axle. The other two wheels will be attached to this. It's pretty much just to have four wheels, I guess. And we're not really sure right now about how far apart these two axles should be. So we're going to test it out to see how it works and see if we should move it back or if it's fine or things like that.
Go.
Alright, so now we're going to demonstrate how the two axles will work. I'll be demonstrating the stationary one, and this will be the back wheel if we decide to go with rear wheel drive. So to make the rubber band stay to the stationary one, we're going to tie through the rubber band like that. That way it'll never come off. And then instead of using a hook, we're just going to catch it around itself. So it'll come underneath and roll it up. You're missing it. Alright, here we go.
Because you're not putting it down.
And basically that's how it's going to work, and when we release, the stationary one will stay here and the back wheel will unwind like that. And then Seeby,
Alright, so Coach Rice had earlier said when he was talking about the car that in order to connect the rubber bands to the stationary axis, you're going to have to use a hook, and the hook will attach the rubber band, and that'll release the tension and end up moving these rods to make the car go. But instead, we use the rubber band's friction, since it's a rubber band and has friction, and we wrap it around and we let the rubber band catch itself, and so that when you finally make the car go, it'll wrap around like this, and then see, as you can see, it's holding itself in, and then if you let go, it'll end up spinning off anyways.
and we don't have to worry about the hook catching.
Yep, and that's it, guys.
They're just styrofoam wheels, 6 inches in diameter, pretty basic wheels. And we decided to go with the bigger wheels over smaller ones because for each turn you cover more surface, so that'll help with some of the tests. Also, we're trying to decide whether we're going to use the thicker rubber bands or the thinner rubber bands to wrap around the outside to get traction on the gym floor. The advantages with the thick ones is that you're going to get more traction, but that means you're also going to have more surface area of rubber bands touching the gym floor, which is going to increase the friction. So we may, put 2 of the thicker ones or 3 of the thinner ones.
I'm going to talk about how we're going to keep the whole frame stable. We're going to use this cut out cardboard pieces. It's the same size as the ones on the front, and we're just going to put one underneath and one on top, the same width as the frame. And then to keep the Coke can in, we're gonna put one underneath here, and then one here where we used a hole saw to make it 2.5 inches for the same diameter as the Coke can. or the Sprite can in this case. And as you can see, it slides through like just really precise, and it is held by the bottom support, and this keeps it stable on top, and that's how we should be able to carry and tow the Coke can.